don't do this, you won't be successful in it.
5 years is equal to like probably 15 years. Our suggestion to everyone is a very slippery slope. I think once we go down that slope, entrepreneurship is not going to happen.
Integrity and trust and a lot of those things can really affect even businesses that have been there for a very long time.
That is a big thing because it's very rare that people tell you that we wish you had met you earlier in your life. Integrity for me just means that
Fintegrity for me means my name is Shalini and Dhawan and I am a director at Plan Ahead Wealth Advisors and by profession trained to be a financial planner.
Hi, I'm Vishal Dhawan, co-founder at Plan Ahead Wealth Advisors. Studied many things, including being a certified financial planner and an MBA in finance.
So my first job out of business school was with a company called Khandwala Securities. I'm super thrilled to, how it is that you immediately get a job out of B school and you're just generally very happy about it. Obviously, first jobs do have a lot of first impressions. So there was a lot to learn, obviously, as a fresher out of B school and the way they kind of conducted their client meetings, the way it was a business that was already, I think, second generation and still going strong. The way they maintained their client relationships. Of course, interactions with colleagues, teams, a lot of those things I think every fresher will go through. But I also somewhere understood, a little bit that business was a little bit more transactional in that sense. Of course, the clients they handled were long-term, there was relationships and so on. But still it was almost like it was a bit salesy in that sense and trying to kind of look to which clients you will talk to today and those kind of things. Some bit of continuity I felt was not there in the not to say wrong or right or bad or good, but just that those are the things I learned. That was my first job, and then from there, from financial services, actually I moved to financial analysis with a company called Kodak India, where I was basically doing financial analysis and helping a business unit. So that was very different. It was a totally different perspective. It was a lot of things which were the nice part was having learned stuff at B school, I could kind of apply a lot of those. I would say that was that, and then of course going on to a consulting assignment with Anderson. The lesson learned there I think was that as good as any business may sound, there will always be ups and downs. So Anderson actually happened to go through that indictment when I joined, and it was just a couple of months, and it kind of got me thinking that how kind of integrity and trust and a lot of those things can really affect even businesses that have been there for a very long time. And obviously the business was then taken over by E&Y, and we were all then employees of E&Y at that time. But just the turmoil of being through that as a newer entrant into Arthur Andersen was quite a bit, but taught me quite a lot of things in terms of businesses can be volatile. Teams still need to be taken care of. Integrity and clarity of how you work and how your businesses are working, even to down to the last person, is important. I think some of those things were things that we learned there in my corporate career.
So I think my corporate career has been very varied, and I think it will help to sort of go back a little bit to college to understand how varied my life has been. So I, when I passed out of school and I sort of was thinking about what do I want to do, junior college, this first decision in life, arts, science, commerce. I was sort of clear that I wanted to do arts. So I went and met a teacher and she was like, "You're a boy." I was like, "Yes, I am. Boys don't do arts. Boys do science or commerce." So I was like, "Okay." And that's a tough one. What do I do if I need to do arts? So she said, "You can't do it. you got to go and do something else." So I said, "Okay, I'll do science." So I went to junior college, I did science. I was blowing air through pipettes and doing all kinds of stuff which I never understood. Then I finished grade 12, I have a good score. So people are like, "What do you want to do?" I'm like, "I don't want to do engineering, I don't want to do medicine." So what do you want to do? I don't know. Give some entrance exams. I gave an entrance exam for hotel management. I get to hotel management school. For 3 years of my life, I learn being a chef, being a front office person, being in housekeeping, doing food and beverage service, learn some management skills, intern somewhere, do bartending, do all this kind of stuff. And obviously people are like, "Okay, so then you're going to join the hotel industry." And I'm like, "No, it's not really interesting enough. You spend 3 years, it's hard work, it teaches you great discipline, and I still think some of what you learned there is fabulous because it just allowed you to just put your head down and work sort of from morning to night, and it didn't matter. Holidays didn't matter. In fact, holidays were busier than normal days, right? So there would be times in your internship where you would probably work 6 weeks in a row without a break. It didn't matter, right? And you just had to put on your best every day. And very valuable life skill, because I think that's what entrepreneurs need to do every day of their life. You wake up in the morning and you have this new surprise, and you're like, you have 2 ways to deal with it. One is to rant about it. The other is put your head down and solve the problem. And I think that's what some of those things teach you, because I remember going for a wedding where I was I was serving some fancy stuff on a silver tray, and there was someone behind me who dropped something on a guest, and within 1 minute someone appeared from somewhere, took the guest away, got him a new jacket, and that guy's sitting there in 1 minute in a new jacket. And I'm like, incredible, right? Imagine all of this has happened in like literally 1 or 2 minutes, and that's the outcome. There are people there, eyes on what's happening around, immediate action. Before the guest can scream, he's in a new jacket. And that's how entrepreneurship is, right? I mean, you got to be agile, you got to be aware, and you got to take decisive action. Not all of that decisive action will always be right. There will be mistakes that will happen on the way, but that's what you got to do. So I went to, I did this. And therefore, when I went to hotel management school, I simultaneously enrolled for a bachelor's in economics. So there used to be exams which used to happen sort of literally simultaneously. But, because you loved economics, you liked statistics, you like all of that, it was not too much of a challenge. So that's how life went. And then you reach the point where you had to take a job. And I was like, job in the hotel industry, B school. I need to make a decision. I said, I don't know how to decide, so let me try both. So I did both. And B school also happened and job also happened. And I was like, okay, forget it. Let's go to B school. So I never worked in the hotel industry. So that happened, worked for 5 years with ICICI, incredible experience. The vision at that bank was fantastic. This is 1997. ICICI Bank was a very small player, but their vision was always that they want to be amongst the largest in the country, and that's very powerful because it sort of makes you work that way. And in those 5 years, you did everything possible from try to get internet banking into the country to doing product management for different products to working in a branch operation. 5 years is equal to probably 15 years.
I remember this instance where his grandfather called both of us and tried to explain to him how. The background is that his grandfather was a very successful business owner, and so is his uncle, and now it's I think second or third generation. And he kind of sat Vishal down and tried to tell him that this is not your cup of tea. You continue to be a banker. You have an amazing MNC bank job. Your wife has a amazing job. Why are you all doing this? And he almost stopped short of saying that don't do this, you won't be successful in it. Of course, we patiently listen to him. But I think overall, from the parents' point of view, for both his and mine, they were just very supportive. And I think they were happy that we took that plunge to kind of try and figure whether, we this whole entrepreneurship thing, the bug had bitten us already. So obviously you have to take it to its logical end. And they had given us the amount of support and time and space, I think. Because of course, background wise, my dad was earlier in service and then in business, and his dad's been in a corporate career all his life. So the fact that we really appreciate that they did give us that space and of course all the support we needed.
Maybe just to add to that, I think the other thing that we had done pretty much in advance was, between 2000 and 2003, we sort of bootstrapped ourselves quite a lot, even though we were working. And therefore, the ability to deal with the transition was a lot easier because you got used to doing things. I don't know if cheaply is the right word to use, but carefully.
Frugal.
Right? Frugal. And therefore, it sort of didn't, that transition was not that hard because you hadn't got used to a lot of stuff because you had chosen to not get used to it, because we knew that this is a very slippery slope. I think once we go down that slope, entrepreneurship's not going to happen. We hear this very often from clients that they, after they've been with us for a few meetings, they're like, hey, why didn't we meet you before? And I'm like, Jabhi bhi mile achhi baat hai. It's good when you met us. It doesn't matter. I think we'll be able to solve whatever challenges we're facing together. And I think that is a big thing because it's very rare that we think people tell you that we wish you had met you earlier in your life. Think about all the relationships that you have. How often do you tell people that, hey, you know what? I wish I'd met you earlier. And that's the way I look at it personally is it's the ultimate compliment that someone pays you saying, I regret that I did not meet you earlier. And I think, that sort of motivates us. It sort of keeps us going.
Keeps us going, yeah. Just a few days back, I had one of my team members say that, so-and-so was asking for you and wanted to convey his regards that he's super happy on the financial planning that we've done. So I think these, instances and feedbacks that keep coming to us, I think kind of fulfills us professionally, I would say. So I would say that every few days, I think we get an opportunity to kind of, make a difference, even if it is one client at a time. So for me, that's it's great success, personally. So I would say that, our journey, our entrepreneurship journey, I think with great gratitude has been extremely fulfilling for us. Yeah, I mean, there are some days which are, okay, why is this happening? But I think as an entrepreneur, you only have to kind of get over it and get the new suit in place and stuff like that.
Our suggestion to everyone is, first of all, you have to be an entrepreneur at some point in your life. And you have to give yourself enough time to be successful at that. Don't just get in there saying, 2 months I tried, then I got another offer, and I'm going there. So give yourself that time. When you tell your clients, be long-term, you got to be long-term as an entrepreneur as well. Once you've done that bit, you need to think about the fact that the world has become a place where you are besieged with information. You have so much information around you that you don't know what's the right decision to take. And because you don't know what's the right decision to take, you need someone to step in there and dispassionately help you peel the onion, help you understand yourself, help you understand what your family needs, what your behavioral biases are, what money can do for you, what it can't do for you, help you prioritize, do all of those things. And I think people are going to get more and more and more confused because all of a sudden they won't even know if the answer that they're getting from somewhere is actually human intelligence or artificial intelligence. Imagine how complex life is. And therefore, if you want to be sitting on that side saying, I can be that person who gives the person comfort that, hey, it's okay to make this decision. I think that's the opportunity sitting in front of you. It's an incredible opportunity. There is just, I wish I was 25 years younger. I think this is an incredible opportunity that sits in front of us.
Yeah, and of course, just to add on to that, I think India is growing. Obviously, wealth will grow, and a lot of people will have money, but I think they will need a lot of hand-holding to make more sense and meaning out of what they will do with that. So, Fintegrity for me means taking care of the client's finances as I would take care of mine.
So, Fintegrity for me just means that, trust, which is the bedrock of what you've got to do, is the background on which, or the foundation on which Fintegrity is built. And the F could be finances, it could be fun, it could be anything, but that bedrock of trust on which all of this works just needs to sort of percolate through every part of your life. And if it goes to your finances as well, it's very valuable because I think it's an area where there are clearly trust deficits that we have to all work towards improving.